My box here. Trusty Dusty box. Hello, 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 and hi. I would like to talk to you guys about the benefits of voting and my experience about voting and stuff I learned. I know my job, we've been registering people to vote. We've been working with NYCHA to register people to vote. We've been at the train stations and stuff and just showing them the myths and the facts about voting. Just because a person may have went to jail, when they get out, they are able to vote when once they get out because they've done their time and they're able to do it, and there's just a lot of things out there we would want you to know. And I guess after I tell you that, then I'll tell you about the goodies over here. That's why the box was over here. All right. I know when I was 18, I had got my card, and I was very happy to have and get my card about voting, and I was very excited. You know what I mean? And I didn't know everything or understand everything about it or which way to go, but I remember my parents were going and voting. And I was very, I guess that was something that became something was a norm in our family. We just did it and was doing. And I start to learn as I've gotten older more about studying who I'm voting for or who I'm dealing with or who's dealing with us or who's working for us or with us some kind of way. So I would I'd look or I would go, or sometimes you can always listen to the news or family or friends, but sometimes it comes down to what you gonna do, what you feel like doing or want to do. But there's benefits to voting. I say that because um, they always say make your vote count. So that's why I've been voting. I'm 61 now, but I started voting when I was 18 years old. You know what I mean? And some people don't like it, don't want to be bothered with it or deal with it. And some get angry when you talk about it. But a lot of people have suffered and did so many things just so we could vote. You know what I mean? And you just don't want those kind of things to be in vain. But you will get your own ideas about it. This is this is a voter's registration card. I know in East New York only 7% of the people vote, and that. But you notice some in some other areas where people vote, a lot of stuff that they wanted and needed was in their area and in their block. I believe part of that was because they voted, and they're a part of their own community. They have something to say and do. I know the stuff don't come overnight sometimes, but you got to try and make a start. This is the card if you could see it. You know what I mean? We have some in English and Spanish and different languages. And once the people fill it out, we will mail it for them if they can't or don't want to mail it themselves. We even take time to fill out the card with them. Okay? And we've been working with the churches too, because the churches, some of them are poll sites. You know what I mean? And some of them, you gain experience and you learn a lot even at the poll site. Well, hired for that day of the poll sites as well. This is the card we had made up, and this is the myth flyer we had made up. The myth versus facts. So I'm going to read, if not all, at least a couple to you so you get the just an idea. Feel free to visit us or call us or whatever at Rise Up, East New York, all right, and Cozine, all right, or whatever you like to do. But you will see us around and out there. And no pressure, but this is just something so you would know. Okay, non myth on this side and fact on this side. Non-U.S. citizens are allowed to vote. That's the myth. On the side of the fact, it says only U.S. citizens are eligible to vote in federal and state elections. However, non citizens can sometimes vote in a local school board election depending on special local rules. So I guess it depends on the local rules. Okay, back on the myth side. You can't change your party affiliation close to an election. Back on the fact side here. You can change your party affiliation, but it must be done well in advance of a primary election to ensure it is processed in time. The deadline is usually several months before the primary. Mhm. Okay, now let's go over this side. Voters' fraud elections are rigged, so voting doesn't matter. Voting will always matter. All right. We going back to the fact side. When I go over here, the Smith side, and I go over here, that's fact side. All right. Ding. All right. Now there are at least 18 studies conducted between 2009 and 2017 that concluded voters' fraud is significantly rare, and that if it simply could not it happen at the rate even approaching which that would require to rig an election. It was a little choppy, but it just saying that it couldn't happen, and that's the years that they were talking about. Only people who speak English can vote. Anyone registered to vote can cast a ballot, regardless of what language they speak. Polling sites provide information and ballots in multiple languages. See, so you can vote. Okay, back again. Here's the other side. All right, you can't vote if you have a criminal record. And you heard me say something about that. In New York City, you can vote even if you have a criminal record as long as you are not currently incarcerated for a felony conviction. Once you're out of prison, your voting rights are restored. Hallelujah. Okay, you need to bring an ID to vote. Sure. For most voters, no ID is required. If you're voting in person, however, first time voters who did not provide ID when they registered may need to show ID. Always good to have in your pocket or your pocketbook. How about that? You have to vote at your assigned polling place. Myth on this side, fact over here. In New York City, you can vote at any poll site in your borough on election day. You are not restricted to a specific polling place if you vote early or by absent ballot. So those are the rules for that. Okay? Now, your vote doesn't matter in a big city like New York City. Ha! Here we go. Every vote counts. And local elections can be decided by a very small number of votes. Your participation is crucial in influencing local and national outcomes. So I vote in both. You know, I vote in both. Put it on your calendar, throw it on the refrigerator, help yourself to remember in some sort of way. I know sometimes when it becomes a norm, you already know because you've been hearing about it the whole time. Now, with this, it says, why is it important? All right. There are many reasons why this upcoming presidential election is particularly important for Black and Brown communities. All right. Here are a few topics to inquire about when you're choosing a candidate. All right. It says equity and justice. See, all the things are pointed here. Equity and justice. Okay. Policies and appointments made by the next president could significantly impact efforts to address issues like mass incarceration and police violence. Okay, one. Two, healthcare access. I know I had to go to Washington, and I had to go to to Albany about people with disabilities in Albany, and in Washington I talked about people with transplants and people on dialysis and stuff like that. You know how the medications cost, how some things have been the same for so long. We need some updates on stuff, and it got changed little by little. But I try to go every year as much as they allow me to go or they pick me, because certain organizations, all of them go and they protest. I mean, from every illness in the world, they go up there and they talk to them, and they're making a difference, standing there, waiting there, being there all day, spending all their time. You could do the same. You know what I mean? You could do something, you can make a difference. Instead of being hurt, upset, get mad, or complain, even though you may have a right, do something about it by voting. And then if you don't like that, do something else. Keep doing something. You know what I mean? But this is a start. Okay. All right. Okay. Immigration policies. For many communities of color, especially immigrants, the presidential administration stands on immigrant policies for impact families, what is that? Oh, reunification, legal status, and protection from deportation. You know, deportation. Okay, climate justice. Environmental policies have a direct impact on communities of color who often face this. I had these words down packed the other day, maybe because it's getting late. All right, dispropriate, what? Dispropriationate affects the environmental degradation and climate change. Mm, climate justice. I guess when people messing with stuff, I don't know. But that's why also we also have all of these barcode things on there just to help you out, and I'm going to get to that, and I'm not going to keep you all night about this stuff. I'm sorry about some of the way I read some of the stuff. Forgive me for that. It's a mistake from the head and not the heart. Mwah. Love you anyway. Love me anyway. How about that? Yes. Education. Okay. Investments in education, equitable school funding, okay, and policies to support higher education accessibility are crucial for the future of Black and brown youth. Okay, it doesn't mean nobody care about everything and everybody else, but some areas have very low things or no things in their area that I guess when you vote you can change some of that, get more, better schools and some of these things we're talking about, the stuff that bother you and affect you. Yeah, even if it was not anything on this paper, what bothers you and affect you. You know what your community got. You know what your area got. You know what your good neighborhood have and don't have. So that's your chance there. When you look into the booths and those polls and stuff, all that stuff you reading and hearing on the news and all of this stuff, you making your own. But do your research, and you'll do a lot better. Okay. Okay, election voting information. 2024 has proven to be a crucial year for all U.S. Residents to vote in the upcoming election. Rise Up East New York hopes to help you make informed decisions when it comes to casting your vote. We are trying. Drive for Self Policy and Research Center. 240 Cozine. Mm-hmm. So whatever you need, maybe you need some of the more of the forms sent to you or given to you, we can try to help. All right, or give you a hookup or a connection if you don't already have it or know. All right, or if you need any of the stuff that we print out and been giving out, you're welcome to that as well. If we can assist you in some way or encourage. All right, this is no arm twisting. Do it for the better good for yourself, your community, your family. Have a discussion with your family. Talk to them. Maybe you already a registered voters. Most of the senior citizens are, and but sometimes others aren't, and sometimes you have to just know history of voting and what it is and what it means. Do your research. You ain't got to take it all from me. Stuff is in the book. Stuff is online. How about that? All right, voting registration. Make sure you are registered to vote. You can check your voters registration status, find voters registration forms, and register to vote online on the New York State Board of Election website. All right, www. I ain't gonna go through all of that. I'm sorry. Okay, I don't know if you can see this. I want y'all to see every last one of them, and these are the barcodes as well. But you know you can Google everything nowadays. All right, but the deadline to register is October 26th. So beat the deadline. All right, not just beat the heat. What we in fall now. Happy fall. You know that, but beat the deadline. How about that? Talk to your friends, your family, your community, and stuff like that, and you can find out the percentage in your area, and you can see, you can, I'm telling you, you can see the difference from the people that vote have most of the good stuff in their area and their section, and the ones who don't sometimes have crappy stuff in their section. I mean, it's not all crap, but come on, y'all know, you live there, so you know, I ain't even got to tell you. I lived in more than one good area, and all right, all right. Now, polling locations. All right, maybe you don't know, maybe you do know. I know we go to the same place all the time. When I moved over here in Queens, it's over there at the church. When I lived on the other side, it was in a school nearby, a high school. But I knew each time. And sometimes if I moved, I still had to go back to the old site where I was at before and vote. I've done that in the past, you know what I mean? So I remember they found my husband all the time and act like I'm a registered voter and they couldn't find me. I think twice. You know what I mean? I'm like, what? But my name was hyphenated as well, so I don't know. I ain't gonna say, but all right. So find your polling location. You know the hours and operation ahead of time. All right. Be sure to bring a valid form or identification to the polls. You just never know. Bring everything. Okay. You can find your location of your poll on Find My Poll site website. That's what it says. Find my. Yep, that's what it is. www. Yep, it sure is. Everything starts with the www thing. All right. Candidates. All right. Sometimes you say, I don't know if I like them. I like her, but I don't know. Sometimes you like something about somebody, you don't like everything about them. So that happens too. So, you still got to make a decision. And you go in the booth by yourself. So, it's you in the booth. Just you in the booth and your decision. Bam. Okay. Candidates. Research the candidate running for office. Look at their platform, their voting record, and their endorsements to help you make your decision. Mhm. You can track the list of presidential candidates and their initiatives. Yes, at www.nbcnews.com/politics/2024, my goodness, dash election slash president dash candidates tracker. Whoo, that was a lot. Y'all know how to do it because some of y'all are pros on the computer and the laptops and stuff. I'm not so much on there, but I will try and I will get somebody if I can. So get somebody to help you if that's what you need. I hope that this helps you in some way or informs you in some way. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to tell you what to do. I'm just trying to encourage you to do this. You know what I mean? Lisa.baxter@dreyfushealth.org. Feel free to email me if you like. Or what have you. But the churches are trying, the NYCHA tenant presidents and people are trying because it's just so important. That to make your vote count and to know why you're doing it and that you do it and let it be a part of your family, let it be a part of what you do. All right. I hope that helped in some way. And if you're a stickler for what you're dealing with and how you feel, I can't change that. You know what I mean? But I was just hoping to tell you, if you didn't know you couldn't vote, you can. And if you didn't know something, I hope that I was able to clear that up. I'm not saying I know everything. I'm not saying they do everything right, but I know you got to be in it to win it. All right. I don't do lotto, but I'm just saying, whatever you're in, you got to be in it, involved in it in some way to win it. Even in your own community, in your own building where you live, your block, whatever you call it, your church, your school, your college, your job. You got to be in it. You got to be invested in something to make a change and make a difference. All right. And I hope all is well. I hope you got something out of this. And all I can tell you is V for victory. Listen, do whatever you got to do. If you got to pray before you make your decision, if you got to just dig a little deeper, then get the shovel. You know what I mean? Get it. You know, but we care and we want to help. That's all. You know what I mean? We just do. All right. All right. Well, keep up the wonderful, fantabulous work. And thank you for voting. Thank you for listening. Thank you for caring. And thank you for giving us a chance. Before I go, I wanted to show you the goodies I got. It won't hurt anything. This is from Dialysis Patient Citizens. Woo, they sent me a hat. I like that. And this is one of their what you call it, their flyers. And they tell you everything about it. It's a free thing. Free. All right. They got something for the teens too. You got teenagers, babies, and children on dialysis. So you want to know something about it. You want to be able to inform yourself, inform your family, learn something. It doesn't cost you anything. You can travel, be a part of them. You know what I mean? You can bring awareness and do awareness, tell awareness and stuff like that. Okay, I'm going to show you their magazine, and this is the stress ball. Is that not cute? I've never seen a blue one. I always get a red one. I even wouldn't mind an orange one, but this is cute with their phone number and stuff like that. Dialysis Patient Citizens DPC. It's a cute little pen as well. And after I show you the magazine, I'll bid you a good day, a good night, good afternoon, adieu. All right, and this is their magazine. Isn't that nice? All kind of information in there, all kind of stuff. You know what I mean? You hear me talk about a lot of different kidney people and places and stuff like that because all of the programs was just wonderful and helpful. They not only send you goodies and stuff like that, they also teach you stuff, and they help you to learn stuff and share stuff with other people that you may know that may be on dialysis or had a transplant or need a transplant or just have kidney disease. So whatever their plight is, you'll be able to be educated enough to help them. See? So I'm not just talking about voting. I am talking about health, period, and stuff like that. All right. Number one thing that deals with kidney disease is diabetes. So keep that diabetes and that high blood pressure in check. All right. Drink your water. Know your family history. Get it all together. All right. And make those changes and vote. All right. Bless your life. I appreciate you always and forever. I'm pressing the wrong button almost, but I love you guys. I really do. Take care. Bye. Chando.